Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. I'm Chris McGee, the Hall of Famers. Big game, James Wood. They got the five-time champion Derek Fisher. We got the Laker insider Mike Breslin. Allie Clifton is in San Antonio. We'll hear from her in the postgame, getting the interviews. The Lakers win their 8th in a row. They've won 15 of 16. They're 7-0 away from Staples Center. And one of the big reasons is LeBron James. Let's go back to San Antonio. He's with Mike Trudell.
All right, LeBron, up until that Troy Daniels 3 when you were on the bench, you would have counted for every point in the fourth quarter, either through an assist or scoring yourself. What was the difference down the stretch?
Just our effort on the defensive end. You know, L.A. had it going all night, getting that 2-ball going. It got us on our heels in that third quarter. It's a very good team, even though despite their record. So we had to lock down on the defensive end. Was able to do that.
The scouting report for many years was to try to go under on screens and just try to force you to shoot. Tonight you passed Peja Stojakovic for 18th on the all-time three-pointers made list. LeBron, how important was that to your game development that year after year?
I just want to be able to, not have any weaknesses, and allow a defense to dictate what I do. Because of the Spurs and a lot of my early years is part of the reason why my jump shot is a lot better today. My first finals appearance in 07, they went under everything. And I didn't shoot the ball. I wasn't comfortable with shooting the ball at that point in time in my career. So, I give a lot of thanks to their scheme, a lot of thanks to a lot of other teams that I went against. But, just trying to be the most complete basketball player I can be, which adds to our team. If I could be as complete as possible, then it puts the defense in difficult decisions, defensive of how they guard me and guard us.
Tonight you had those 3 threes at the start of the fourth. You hear the MVP chants in San Antonio behind us right now. But in that fourth, specifically with the threes, what were you looking for?
For me, it's just about reading and reacting, trusting the game plan that our coaching staff put together, and then trusting my teammates that they give me the trust to go out and execute it. So it was a collective group, a collective team win, and it's good to still be in the position that we're in.
Thanks, LeBron.
I appreciate it.
All right, guys. LeBron, excellent yet again, getting MVP chance here, and you hear the ovation as he walks into the tunnel here in San Antonio.
So you heard from LeBron James. We'll talk about him in just a few moments. Big game, James. Go ahead. Lakers, best record in the NBA. They've won 8 in a row, 15 of 16. And by the way, away from Staples Center, because remember that one road loss was Clippers. They're 7-0.
Yeah, I mean, any way you look at it, it's extremely impressive. Despite how they're winning, who they're playing, they're capable of, in 48 minutes, somehow pulling out wins. San Antonio tonight, as bad as their record is, their system is still pretty good, and they were able to get some high efficient shots early in the first half, and second half the defense clamped down. Good performance by LeBron James. I'm still a bit concerned about getting guys like Danny Green off early in the game, get some shots, but for quicker starts. But for the most part, you have to be impressed with their record and how they're finishing off teams.
Listen, the Spurs have lost 9 of 10. I love it. Let's not get bored with winning, guys. The Lakers have won 15 of 16. Let me bring you back to these last 7 years. This is a real fun start. The game's acting all cool.
You ain't gonna let it go either. You ain't gonna let it go, are you, Gator?
No, I feel you.
Trying to liven up the show a little bit.
You said it's been a struggle.
Playoff form
Struggle was
already.
real, big game, man.
Yes.
Remember Wesley Johnson?
Don't ever let them see you sweat, Gator. Don't ever let them see you sweat.
Ryan Kelly?
Oh man, yeah, no, it's been a great start.
Yeah.
I mean, like James said, sometimes it doesn't look like, this well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
But while they're figuring out, who they are as a team, what the coaches expect from them night in and night out, Caruso's been in and out the last few games. Bradley's been out. Rondo missed some time early. Kuz missed some time early. So it's not like they just have all had this thing going, the way they exactly want it to go. And they're still winning these games. And it's providing a great cushion. The Western Conference is not easy.
Yeah.
So to get up to a good start is key.
And Brez, all joking aside, we talked about it with Big Game in the pregame show. Listen, it's great to be 15-2, but you also know what this Lakers schedule has been, and these are games that you expect them to win. And it's great to pile up these wins because December, January, whatever it's going to be, there's going to be some tough months.
Yeah, they kind of tricked us the previous 2 games. They barely won in OKC by 3 points. They barely won in Memphis by only 1. That's 2 lesser teams that the Lakers didn't play really good D against. And then tonight, they're back to this team that was punishing people defensively. San Antonio barely got over 100. And it was really never in doubt once that fourth quarter started up and running. And AD wasn't real efficient until maybe the last part of that fourth quarter. Love his game, though. 6 assists and 6 offensive rebounds. I don't know which one I like better.
I want to talk a little LeBron before we get to the highlights. And the Lakers, we've seen them do this, James, a lot this year, especially in the games that you guys are talking about, where they close out that third quarter on a little bit of a run, 10-4, and then open the fourth on a 12-3 run, and now it's ball game. And LeBron takes over 33 points. He hit 4 of 7 from 3. He also had 14 assists offensively. He's going next level.
I said it before, man, when you have a player like LeBron who's, we talked about it pregame, 8 consecutive finals. He's seen just about every scenario at this point of his career and every phase of how a game can go. So it's good to have a leader like that who recognizes that, look, we had a slow start. Third quarter, we got back in the game. Fourth quarter, I need to really, I need to punish early, so I can win this game. So that's the key, recognition of what's needed, when it's needed throughout the game.
I love what LeBron said to Mike Trudell when he pointed over to that Spurs bench and said, they are a big part of why I developed my game. He never wanted the defense or other teams to dictate how he played offense. He wanted to develop his entire game, Fish.
Yeah, I mean, for a player, obviously as great as he has been and is so far this season, to answer a question in that way, I wish that every young athlete, and even some of the athletes currently in the league could hear that type of answer, that despite all the finals appearances and the success he's had individually over his career, it's been the failure. It's been the loss to the Spurs in the 07. It's been coming up short at times that has fueled and motivated him to not want to have weaknesses as his career has gone on. And so success doesn't happen overnight. Many people think it does, but it does not. And LeBron's a great example of it.
He still has a little chip on that shoulder, doesn't he?
I mean, yeah, you have to. The greats do, Brez. Like, you have to have that to drive you.
And
the one thing
he's ever done is lead the league in assists. And he seems driven on that side. Sure. Kind of quiet in that category in the first half, not in the third quarter or the fourth quarter. I mean, a phenomenal all-around night for him. And, guys, this thing with the Lakers are 7-0 away from Staples, like you said. We're discounting that one road loss to open the year in the Clipper home game. Fish, you were on teams in 99-2000. You lost 10 road games the entire year. In 08-09, you lost 12 road games the entire season. What do you see in this team right now crushing it on the road? I mean, 7-0 away from Staples.
Yeah, well, I mean, one thing that's obviously very familiar is having 2 of the best players on the planet on your team.
Does that help?
That helps.
That helps a lot. That helps a lot. Because on the road, the home team is going to play better. Their young players are going to shoot better, be more confident. When you're the Lakers and you're a good team, you're going to get the home team's best shot. So on the road, it's going to be tough to win games despite how good they are. But having those 2 guys is what really separates them from everybody else. When the game is close, and we showed the highlights late in the Grizzlies game, it was AD with a made 3. It was AD with an offensive putback off a LeBron James shot. That's how they win. LeBron, his second half tonight, creating for everyone else and dominating the game. Those things don't happen without those generationally great players, and the Lakers have 2 of them.
How many times we sat here over the last 3-4 years, fellas, and tried to explain to everybody after in a post-game show that the Lakers played hard, they were right there, but the other team just had the stars, right? And it's hard when you're watching the game because you want your young guys to be those guys. Yeah. But we're talking next-level superstars, and the Lakers now have 2 of them.
And, they know how to do it, and they're encouraging the rest of the supporting cast, a good coaching staff that knows how to, convey the right message to this team. And, I thought Pope, in the middle of the game, hitting some big shots and playing some good defense. So you can see it starting to come around, and I just love the way it's shaping up. And
Frank Vogel and LeBron, whatever discussion they had about his rotation and his minutes, really smart and subtle way that he's alternating AD. Yeah. At the end of the first quarter, LeBron's coming out, AD finishes the quarter. And
LeBron starts.
And then LeBron starts the second and fourth quarter. And that's really allowing them to play consistently over 48 minutes.
All right, well, let's get you out to San Antonio for the highlights. Lakers continue their road trip in San Antonio, looking to improve 15-2 on the season. First quarter, James JaVale takes on his defender. He's going to spin.